What are we here for? What do you truly want? When change is not enough, what do you do? What are we here for? What do you truly want? When change is not enough, what do you do? Let's talk about it, the problems we face. Let's fight hatred, no time to waste. The mind is naked, we can see it without an x-ray. Life is easy if we work together. We're the keepers, we're the people, we're all equal, filled with purpose. The past has pain, it'll drive you, even make you take aim. But together is where we should aim. Together is where we should. What are we here for? What do you truly want? When change is not enough, what do you do?
Listen to the Be Forever Cool podcast. My name is Fortyfive, and we try to be here every week with this MotoGP talk, World Superbike talk, Motor America talk, motorcycle racing in general talk. And, you know, it's something that we enjoy doing on the show. I was fortunate enough to go racing this weekend. Shout out to Pan American Superbike Series for, having around, because going motorcycle racing is an awesome thing. But if there's not people like, Pan American or Azra or any of these clubs around the world, if somebody or a group of people that don't come together and say, hey, we're going to put this thing on so folks can come and, race and have some fun and be as safe as possible, it wouldn't be possible. So, it was exciting for me to get back on the KTM and race. We got MotoGP that happened down in Brazil. We got to talk about that with the gang, because a lot of chaos. A lot of controversy. I think I'm going to see if we can submit Jamaica to be a MotoGP spot, because I think we got a viable case on our hand for that. But enough of my rambling. Let's get the gang in and get this thing on the road. This is the Be Forever Cool podcast. What's going on, TJ, man? How you doing tonight?
Yeah, just hanging in there. We had a great weekend of motorcycle racing, and looking forward to another week back to back. World Superbike and MotoGP. The weather's getting a little better up here in New England, but still a little cold. So just we're getting there, and I'm excited to watch some live racing. So that's all.
Seems like every time I talk to you, I'm saying I'm coming to Boston, and it's cold when I get up there. So I'm gonna be up there this week again, and man, I'm not looking for that. Can we get some rays sunshine? What's going on, man?
Yeah, bring some up with you, man. You got the heat and the sunshine down there.
Listen, man, we're hoarding heat down here because it's not enough. So some people might be hoarding oil. We're hoarding heat because it's not enough to go around right now. So if the sun is shining over here where I'm at on the Gulf side, I'll take it. We'll keep it moving, man, because it's a lot to unpack tonight, for sure. What's going on, Reese, man? How you doing, man? Welcome to the show. I think I would have gotten this right by now, but somehow but says your name. What's good, man? How you doing?
Man, another day of work, another day of life, man. Just enjoying the weather, getting ready to fly out and head to Coda.
Nice. Man, fun times in Coda. I can't wait to hear all about it. It's going to be crazy after this past weekend as well. You paying
I
attention
hope
to any
so.
you paying attention to any basketball, March Madness, any of that stuff? You got any nephews or anybody that's coming up in the ranks?
I mean, I have a cousin might be coming up. He's getting ready to start heading to college. He's got a couple of D1 offers. He hasn't made a decision yet. He's a junior, so we'll see what happens. See if you can follow in my footsteps.
Okay. Listen, that's why we step first, right? To make it happen. Speaking of steps, I mean, for those folks that went to Brazil, I mean, I've seen a lot. I think the craziest condition I was at was Assen 2017 to watch MotoGP, and it was just cold and drizzling, so it wasn't that crazy for me. I think 2019 Coda was a little bit chilly too, but it has to be the craziest rain that we've seen at a MotoGP track in a while, right? Usually there's wars that's stopping racing going on. What are your thoughts on the raining condition? And we're not even talking about the track yet, but just the amount of rain that happened the Thursday into Friday.
Yeah.
You want to go, TJ?
I mean, you can start it off.
All right, Reese, what's up?
Yeah.
I mean, I'll start off. I mean, it was that was some crazy rain to come in like that and then go out. During what was that? The free practice.
Yeah,
It kind of came in like a storm and then went out. It almost looked like a Florida rain, like come out of nowhere and then go out there, almost like that.
Right.
So that was kind of unique, kind of different. I mean, the teams always were prepared for it. They knew something was coming. It just was sad to didn't see a lot of guys go back out. I mean, or get out there before the rain come to put their fast lap time, and they get stuck. So that was kind of just unfortunate, but it all worked out.
Right. It's kind of like from behind, from a guy that works in the paddock. This is data you kind of just throw away, right? Because it's like we can't really use it because you can't. This is not something you wouldn't want to use. Hopefully, because the conditions won't happen like that again. But for first time at a track, you really can't collect any great data. I mean, maybe race day because race day wasn't bad, but as far as Friday, there's no data that you can really collect because it's just the way the weather was.
I mean, you can collect a little bit of data. You can't collect too much. I mean, just because you really didn't get out there during the wet. You kind of just, everybody kind of just set up. That's kind of it. But you can collect some of it because you want to collect from a new track. You want to collect as much data as you can to prepare for next year, or if they do go back. So there are certain things that they do want to collect from that because if you see, it seemed like everybody was going down in turn 4. So.
Right. Yeah, no doubt. That was a crazy part. Crazy. We're gonna get to that. TJ, what are your thoughts on the rain? I mean, I always joke and say that I'm gonna get one of those little inflatable rafts. So just in case there's a flood, I can just inflate it and go. Because that's a couple of spots where they were underwater. And they got a lot of flack for it too, which is also tough as a new coming back to Brazil. It's not a new track because it's been around for well over 30 years. But for the MotoGP to go back to it. So what are your thoughts when you saw the weather? Did you think MotoGP was going to be canceled?
Well, going into the weekend, for sure, I thought there was going to be some type of delay because of the weather. I mean, for the pictures that we saw before leading up to the weekend, you saw the floods. So it was kind of like interesting to see what the layout was going to be. And it actually turned out to be pretty decent. I mean, the rain kind of was off and on, after, it was pretty much flooded. And the riders actually was able to chase some fast times as best they can, while it was dry enough. And then the rain picked up again. And it's just, and then basically, yeah, you got to have your surfboard on the side just to make sure you don't get flooded so you can get your way out. But that led up to more track conditions where it caused delays, where they had to do some track work. And I'm sure this is a big test where, you don't know what to expect when, big Grand Prix comes to your, racetrack. So I'm sure they can correct any mistake that they made in the future if they go to the next round. But their response time to all this was really well. So every delay that happened because of the weather and the rain, the marshals stepped up and took care of it to actually make sure the Grand Prix went on, and it turned out good.
Right. So let me ask this, guys, before we actually talk about the race. Let's get all the dry stuff out the way. In hindsight, should they have rescheduled this race? I say that because they cut the GP by like 6 laps or 8 laps or whatever the case may be. A lot of riders complain about the asphalt kicking up the whole time. I mean, it's like, going to a paintball place and everybody's just shooting at you. You know what I'm saying? So in hindsight, I know they made the best of it and it went on, but a lot of riders went down, and they had to do they cut half the track, not half the track, but they cut out a section to rebuild it to go racing.
Yeah, I mean, I mean, if they didn't reschedule it and then it happened at another time, like I think the same results probably would have happened. Similar. So I think you had to do a run whenever. I think that was probably the best time. Just the rain was just the bad part. Can't. I don't know. We can't do nothing about Mother Nature. So.
Well, I mean, listen. I mean, I used to work for the water department in Boston, and I didn't dig, but I was part of dig crews, and we would have to go back, a few days later because the things will settle. So it's not like you just patch, tamper down and all that, and you're good to go. Mother Nature still has to happen. And so like when I saw that, I thought, wow, like these guys are still going to go out there and go 110%. And again, like the debris and all that stuff kicking up. I mean, Reese, you've been at the racetrack for years. I mean, is this like the craziest track repair that you have seen?
I've never seen no damn track repair like that. I've never seen. I mean, here's my intake on that. I mean, to actually have the equipment ready to go, that should have told you something's wrong with this track, because I've never seen the equipment on standby. Like to cut a a hole that deep and patch it and then flatten it back down and let it cure. What are we doing here? Like, why are we racing? This would have been, at that point, race cancel. We come back at another time and let's redo this. Yeah, like, that's crazy.
That's and it sounds like, I mean, from what Alex Marquez has publicly said, and maybe another rider, is like the whole track needs to be resurfaced. So the question is, how much did they pay for the track to get fixed and the whole complex to get built? Because it sounds like they literally knocked everything down and built it up. So Lewis is not here at the moment, but this is where we start looking at receipts, right?
Right. You got to start looking at receipts and how much they paid for this track to get surfaced. Did they actually lay it down right? Did they have the correct stuff under the track? So, because they actually show pictures of the track and you can actually see like different chunks of it missing. Yeah. And I'm like, why are you still riding on this? Like, this isn't safe. This isn't fun no more. Right. And like I said before, it was, I don't know how many guys went down in turn 4. It just seemed like turn 4 and after that was just a slide fest. It was like going down.
Yeah, it was like, I mean, I don't want to say it was after like Marquez, but it was like after those guys went down, it was a qualifying 2, right? That's when they pushed it back after qualifying 2 because all those crashes. Yeah, man, it's pretty crazy to see. And it wasn't just one location and that the track was bad, like you said. And also you could see what was shown, you could see the guys' necks where that was all beat up from being hit with loose asphalt. Right. Which is crazy. So how I mean, thankfully no screens were broken because of it. But like, how can you concentrate? I mean, I don't get me wrong. You get rubber kicked up in your face on a track. You hit a bug on the track or whatever the case may be. Or maybe sometimes it's a bolt or a screw, right? You know what I'm saying, from the bike in front of you and stuff like that. But how how can you be that locked in, just getting peppered with asphalt? Go tell it, TJ.
Honestly, yeah, go TJ. You got that one.
I mean, you stay below the windscreen. I mean, when you lock in, like you just like you don't feel anything really unless you go down. I mean, you do feel those pebbles that be hitting you, but like I mean, you got to be locked in. Like I said, I don't know. It's just
Dude, it's like
you try to win.
One or two hitting you in the neck is one thing, but it sounds like it was just like it's just like if there's bikes in front of you, you're getting hit with something.
Yeah, I mean they ain't gonna stop. You know, they ain't gonna stop. Like, hey, coach, there's too many rocks out there. I mean, some of the parts of the pavement really look bad. It looked like up here up north after a snowstorm. It looked like a little rough road, potholes a little bit, and yeah, I'm sure that's not fun to ride on.
No.
And to get hit with pebbles, yeah, that definitely sucks. But they definitely can't quit and got to go all in. So
Okay,
probably find the line where most of the pebbles are in. And that's tough to go through.
Okay, so it sounds like Reese would have rescheduled, and you said the show must go on. Is that?
I mean, I get it. The show has got to go on. It does. It has to go on. But at the point there's a point of safety.
Right.
You know what I mean? There was a lot of riders saying that it felt like the ground was moving from under them. Like it felt like the ground was just moving.
Wow.
So, and then the way I saw the pictures, it was like, what are we riding on? There was like not even a smooth surface, nothing. And I'm like, this is madness, you know? And then to sit here in the middle of a race or in the middle of the, sessions, hey, there's a sinkhole forming right there and then, a sinkhole. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Let's get this fixed. So somebody's engineering got screwed up, something got screwed up, but something's wrong.
Right. No, definitely. All right. That's the dry part of the show, folks. But we have to talk about it. It was crazy to see, and I'll say this, right? I prefer races, and I'll ask you guys this. I prefer races that are on different time zones than where I'm at, because then I can usually watch it I'll wake up and it's on. It's like waiting for a race at 3 p.m. my time. Man, come on, man.
I feel you on that. I was just like, I had it on in the living room, and I was just like, what's going on? All right, so I had to pace around, do something. I just wasn't used to being on our schedule. But this week's going to be the same thing.
Yeah, I know. As I was saying, we want more MotoGP in America. Don't get me wrong. But, just air it at a different time. All right, guys. Let's talk about qualifying. Qualifying to, I guess we can talk about Q1 a little bit. New track for everyone. I guess let's go to free practice 1 and practice 2. New track for everyone. The first practice we saw, people who would not be normally up front was up front, and we saw that. Until it got really to Q2, we kind of saw that, right, guys? What are your thoughts? Like, is it that just, some people can just adapt to a new track, or the really fast guys just take a little bit longer to go fast, or maybe it was the track condition?
I'd say it was like a little bit of both. It was the track condition was crappy. But then each track has a different layout for certain different bikes. This may be a bike for a shorter, for a shorter wheelbase instead of a longer wheelbase, or it may be something that plays out where one bike has more corner speed, such as the Yamaha, or such as the Aprilia's was really well in this. So it goes all based off of riding style and what they like and how you can feel and what you can do. So, it was nice to see Johan Zarco up there. It was nice to see some of the other hitters up there. It was nice to see Quattro go straight through the Q2 with Top Rack. Yeah. So it was nice. The guy that actually did surprise me a lot was Fabio Digitonio, Digi, and Jorge Martin. That was actually 2 surprises for me.
Yeah, I know. I didn't pick Martin. I mean, I know he did fairly well the first round, and I wish I had picked him instead of my boy Morbidelli. But we'll talk about that too.
And talk about your boy Pekka too. Your boy Pekka over there.
It wasn't on the chart, the sheet. So we'll talk about him as we come along. What are your thoughts, TJ, man, on qualifying and how these guys did, and who surprised you?
I mean, yeah, the first session, everyone's getting their feet wet just to see what the track layout is looking like, and especially with the rain on and off and on, and the practice was pretty interesting because like it was pretty cool to see Top Rack up there,
Mm-hmm.
knowing that it was mixed conditions, but it kind of gave him some confidence, just to show that he can hang with these guys in a way. And I agree with Reese. It was good to see Jorge Martin back up there, doing pretty well and practicing qualifying, and especially Digi because we haven't heard his name in a while.
Mm-hmm.
The Yamahas looked okay, much better than the KTM's. They just could not find their way at all. Besides Pedro Acosta did okay, getting up into Q2, but as far as that, I thought the surprise was this. Zarco, obviously because of the wet conditions, it was kind of expected to see him up there because he likes that stuff.
Right.
But I thought it was overall good to see. Martin and Mark and Digi up there.
Gotcha. What are your thoughts, guys, on Furman Alligator, Ayagura? These are guys that are being very competitive as rookies right now in the GP. You mentioned Zarco. I mean, Bagnaia as well. Even though he made it. He qualified 11th on the grid, crashed out. What are your thoughts on? Let's talk about the rookies before we get into Ducati. What are your thoughts on Ayagura and Furman because they qualify 6th and 7th on the grid?
I mean, for what they did, Aldegar, Agora, and what's the kid? I can't say his name now, from Brazil.
Oh, Diego. Diego did really well too, right?
There you go. They all did very well. They did extremely well. I mean, Aldegar did very well for still not 100%, being still being hurt.
Yep.
It's just they're coming along on their bikes very, very rapidly. Better than any other guys that came in there, except for like Acosta and all those. But they're coming there, man. I can't. Agora. I mean, he was very impressive. Agora was very impressive.
Yeah, he finished 5th in the sprint. I think he finished. Let me check the GP. Definitely, he finished 5th in the sprint, and GP
right.
he finished 5th as well. I mean, he's a rookie. You know what I mean?
Right. So it just suits them. I mean, you can see that they've been working on their craft and they come along very well, and they have what it takes to be in there for a little bit.
All right, no doubt. Well, let's get into the nuts and bolts of it. Let's talk about Ducati. Marquez won the sprint, but he won the sprint because Digi made a mistake. Is that fair to say?
Oh yeah,
TJ.
Yeah, the pressure was on Digi the whole time. He knew it, so he could not make a mistake. And it sucks that he made a mistake pretty much at the last moment. But yeah, Mark definitely took advantage of that. But I think he had it won if he didn't make the mistake. So that's all on him. But then again, we didn't expect to see Digi up at the top, especially in the sprint race. So I call it a win for him anyway, even though he got second. And he came out strong also in the actual Grand Prix. So, I give it to Digi for that.
Okay. What are your thoughts there, Reese, on Marquez and Digi? You agree with what TJ is saying, and also let's just talk about Martin. This is his first podium since clinching his world title over a year ago. what are your thoughts on the sprint race and how these three guys did?
I mean, on the sprint race, I mean, Fabio, the pressure was on him. He knew it. I mean, it's a lot of pressure on you. You're going past that board and you see 93 0.00. So that right there would send anybody's heart to their throat. So you're like, oh God, here he comes. So but for what he did was very impressive. And as a a racer or a guy that plays sports himself, I'm gonna say the same thing. A win is a win. I'll take the win by hook or crook. So for Mark, I mean, it was there. I mean, hey, my job is to put all the pressure on you and make get you to make a mistake. And if you make a mistake, I'll pounce on it.
Right,
So Mark did what he had to do. He made, Fabio made a simple mistake, ran wide, and Mark went inside. And, Fabio couldn't recover from that in time. So,
right.
I mean, that was there. And for, Jorge Martin, I mean, that was impressive to come back from the injury that he sustained and from him.
Correct. 3 injuries.
Well, yeah, there you go. 3, trifecta injury. But it was impressive to see what he did. I still think he needs to stop crying and stop being a whiner, and just ride. I give him respect for a rider, but I don't give him respect as a person because you just cry too much. Stop crying, just ride. I mean, you get paid to do this. I mean, if he was put all his effort into riding and doing what he's supposed to do and not have, I mean, I know a lot of Spaniards talk a lot of trash. I mean, I do as well. But just ride the bike and just do what you got to do. And I think you'll go I think you can go a long way. I know this is his last year on Aprilia. I know from what I hear, he is definitely not returning. So,
which is
see what he does.
No doubt, which is definitely unfortunate. Let's talk about Bez. Bez finished fourth in the sprint. He was finishing further Martin. I mean, if you're Bez, you're a little bit worried because Martin finished in front of you. Obviously, we know what happened in the GP, but at the end of the sprint, because I was kind of like, man, what happened to Bez? How he let Martin finish in front of him? But some people are really fast in 15 laps, and some people are not as fast in 23 laps. But what are your thoughts on Bez finishing fourth? I mean, he stayed on the bike, which is great because he crashed out of the first round. Agura again finished fifth. We got 3 Aprilias in the top 5. I'm going to segue into, like I've been saying since last year, Ducati's in trouble, so that's what I'm going to be going to. What are your thoughts on Bez, where he finished? Is it a situation? Obviously, he collected the points, but what are your thoughts? Sorry, PJ.
I thought with him finishing fourth, we probably want to see him on the podium for most of the season, but fourth is not bad at all. As you see, he struggled coming into this the sprint, so it was a little harder for him to find the setup. And I was just thinking how they would approach this weekend if they have no data. I mean, if you have 4 bikes, I'm sure they would have a setup for all of them and see who would have the best setup and possibly go with that one. Maybe he just didn't have the right setup at the time. But pulling off 4th place, you're still top 5. So, he didn't lose too much points. He got 6 points, the max 12. So didn't really fall too behind on that. And obviously he did well in the GP race. But as far as being worried about Jorge finishing in front of him, kind of probably he's in a way happy that he's actually, up there with him. But I don't think he's worried about that right now. I'll say maybe a couple of races down the line if they, rubbing paint, and he'd probably be like, Jorge, get out of the way. But
right. And what do you think about the 3 Aprilia's top 5?
I mean, it's kind of impressive right now to see this, just because some teams or some bikes don't really find their way until a couple rounds in, and I feel like Aprilia just has it already figured out, and still improving. So I think it's pretty impressive to have them, all those Aprilias up there, and Ducati, I'm sure, is just worried a little bit.
A little bit. What are your thoughts,
Just
Reese,
a little
man?
bit.
A little bit. Your thoughts, Reese, on Bez sprint? I agree with Aprilia where they're at. It was impressive what Mark and Digia did.
I mean, I think the Aprilia bike was very solid for where they started to where they're at now. You know, going back with a Lace Spargo, I mean, I think they're very solid. You know, they are the ones to beat Ducati. They are the ones that everyone is going against and looking at. I don't think Ducati's going to run away with it like they've normally been doing. I think they are the next big thing to come along. So, I mean, for where they was at for all four of them, I mean, or all three, because, you know, Fernandez wasn't there that much. But I think they're the next big thing, man.
I agree. What are your thoughts on Ducati as far as, you know, we see, what did Alex? Alex finished 7th. Bagnaia, he stayed on the bike. He finished 8th. Morbidelli finished 16th. Am I missing a Ducati? Nope, that's it. You know, they kind of struggled this weekend as well, even though Mark won and Digia finished 2nd and finished 3rd in the GP race. I mean, this is, I mean, they back on the podium, but is this like, can Ducati look at this and like feel good about where they're at? I mean, if you're the Celtics or you know, you're the Bulls, and you know, these teams that got a lot of rings, it's like a couple of wins is not where we're trying to get to. We're trying to get to that world title every year. I mean, what are your thoughts, DJ?
I'm sure Gigi and all are not happy. You can't just rely on Mark to pull the way. You know, like Pecco needs to step up. I mean, yeah, he got 8th in the sprint. Uh, he never really liked sprints from day one anyway. So like in the GP is his way to ride, and he's not doing well. I'm sure Morbidelli could have done better, but if he listened to his team and not run out of gas leading up to qualifying to not be in Q1 and start in the back, probably could have had a better situation. So it's like things ain't working out right now. Like, you know, Digi definitely saved it, you know, a little bit, but you can't just rely on Mark. And Pecco got to step up. And I just think that, you know, Gigi might have something up his sleeve, but this is not where they want to be. They want to be more competitive, especially being so dominant. They just want to fall off the cliff like that. Not saying that they are, but they got to figure something out.
Yeah, I mean, it is a struggle. I'll talk to Reese more about that. I asked this about Morbidelli, and I said this before. Is he going to be in MotoGP next year? Because his antics, it's just. I mean, I'll say this: if you guys, I know you guys know who Tony Yayo is, but I don't know if you guys have seen the clip of 50 talking about, you know, Tony Yayo is the type of friend that, you know, he knows he did something wrong. He'll apologize for it, but he's not really apologizing. He's just saying, you know, I'm gonna do it next time, right? It's like Morbid is just keep shooting himself in the foot. You know what I'm saying? And he's probably a loyal dude like Yayo, but like, come on, man. Like, you know, what are your thoughts, PJ?
I mean, yeah, he just don't listen. I mean, I think this might be his last season. I mean, they're going to the new bike, so the contracts are. He might be one of the last ones, if anything. But yeah, he just don't. He has to bring some results. So if he doesn't, I don't see him.
Yeah, I
In
agree.
MotoGP.
I agree. Unless he got photos of people or something of people, it's gonna be hard for him to stay in MotoGP. And it's his own doing, which is quite sad because there's a lot of other people that's left MotoGP, and it's not their own doing. I mean, you know, I've been saying this since last year, Reese. I mean, Ducati, they've been messing up. People might have thought I was Danny Pedrosa, and Pedrosa was saying the Honda was messing up, but yet Mark is still winning. I mean, the Ducati look kind of. They're looking more suspicious. I'm not looking like a conspiracy theorist right now. I'm looking like, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you got one guy that can ride the bike really well, and thank God for Digia because he was able to get out in front of Mark. But everybody else seems to be struggling on these bikes. I mean, you know, you're on the inside. I mean, this is where we start looking at the boss at this point?
No, you're not starting to look at the boss because you got to look at the results. I mean, if two guys are doing very well, why are they doing very well, and why are the other guys not? It's not the bosses. I mean, it's sometimes down to a point where the bike is they just got to ride around it, and that's sometimes where it comes down to. Riders got to ride around the issues and got to ride around certain little things. Nothing's ever going to be 100%. But in this case, it's two guys that's up top five, and the other guys disappeared. So, you got to look at it like the bike is okay. We're there. Where do we need to get you guys at? What do we need to do to make you guys a little bit more comfortable? But then it's, again, you can't take away so much or do so much, because here comes the issue. If I do this, you're going to lose this on this side. You're going to lose this, or you'll gain here, but you'll lose here, So it's just sometimes, you have to, as a rider, got to change up certain things and got to put it in perspective and say, okay, I got to be able to do this. And that's where Pekka, Alex Marquez, they're all there, and they need to figure out what they need to do. And hey, let's just get it. And Morbidelli, I don't, that's just another topic with him.
Right, but I mean, it's only the second round, so I'm not, I'm not losing my mind or anything like that. It's possible. I mean, two things could be both possible, but I mean, when you look at the GP race and you look at for Marquez and you look at the sprint race where he won, but he won because somebody made a mistake. I mean, he can't be, not to say he can't be the reference, but like, now you got three guys looking at him like, oh, I can take you.
Yeah, but then you got to look at it like this too with Marquez. Marquez is still coming off of an injury, so certain little movements or tweaks may, kind of send that injury into a little spiral, and he's like, all right, this doesn't feel too great. So, that could be the case, so we're also looking at that. So, you got to take that into consideration, that his injury could be playing a factor on him. And that track wasn't the greatest. A lot of things were moving around and like sliding. And he's like, yeah, I don't want to. And he's at that point of stage of his life. Like, I'm not trying to go down again and get seriously hurt.
Listen, I mean, I should have been a lawyer because, I'm not leading the witness, but I mean, did he get shook this weekend because of the injuries?
I mean, he could have got a little bit shook. I mean, but like I said, at the same time, do you really want to get hurt again?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm like, is this a thing that's like, because I think when the Honda jacked up Lorenzo's back, that was the writing on the wall. He was like, I'm not getting another MotoGP bike again. I don't care how many titles. And when you start saying things like, when Marquez starts saying things like, I'll sign on the dotted line if I don't get injured again. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I want to sign up for. You know what I'm saying? When he's publicly saying that, you already know that's where he's at. I'm not trying to get hurt again.
Right. I mean, he doesn't want to get hurt. I mean, he's like, I'll sign up on a dotted line and call it a day if I don't get hurt. If something doesn't want to kill him, and that's where he's at. And I feel the same way. Like, I don't want to get killed. He promised his grandfather certain things, and he's like, look, man, I'm not trying to get destroyed. I got the money, and I got all the money.
Right. All right. So okay. So again, it sounds like what we're hearing, guys, is that Ducati's in trouble. Could be in trouble this year.
Go ahead, T. You got that.
Just a yes or no. That's it.
I think it's a yes, because if Pecco doesn't step up, I mean, are we going to rely on Digi? And, are we going to rely on Morbidelli?
I rely on Digi. I rely on Digi and Marquez. Those are the two riders I think I would rely on at this point. On that.
I agree with you on that, Rex.
I mean, I think they still have to worry, because for someone who's on top, you always want to stay there. You don't want to go through the struggles like Honda is going through. You don't want to get set back like that. You want to still, if you get set back, still be in the playing field where you can just jump back on top again. And Pecco is, I think, the dark horse where he's going to have to get back to his old ways. He's a two-time, he's a champion, so he needs to not be afraid of what Mark's doing. Or, last year he was crying about the setup. Hopefully, he came into the season very happy and open very ready, set to go, and it just hasn't been as well as the start hasn't been that good. So
Yeah. Well, I agree that the start hasn't been good as far as this round, track conditions and stuff like that. So, but it's not just, it's all those guys now. I mean, we see Alex is struggling as well. He's on a 26 bike, so careful what you wish for, right? Because we see him struggling. And we, like I said, Digia pulled one out of the hat, and he probably should have been in front of Mark in both races, and they figured it out in the sprint race. But like, it was only the second round in Coda this weekend. I mean, if you're Ducati, are you worrying? Is it just business as usual? We'll take the L at this track and move on, or you'll see a weakness because there's some bikes that didn't crash that much this weekend.
can't do that.
I mean,
with
there is
racing.
some bikes.
No, I was just jumping in. Go ahead, Reese. I was just saying you can't do that, Reese. You got to finish every round. You can't let no rounds go. We can't let no points slip. You got to go 100% every time.
Yeah, I hear that.
I mean, I agree with TJ. You gotta grab as maximum points you can, because you never know. The last round could come down to 5 points. It can come down to 2 points. You never know what it's going to come down to. I mean, racing is racing, and anything can happen in racing. The leader can go down and crash out one whole race and 0 points right there.
Oh, yeah.
Now we got a whole new, swing of points. Is Ducati in trouble? I mean, it's still a little early. I mean, you do have Gigi over there, the mastermind, and that's like an ace in the smoking gun with him. Once he figures out what's going on.
Belichick at some point, it fades, right?
Right. So I mean, with him over there, I mean, I don't think you're in trouble. Now, here we come to Coda, where this is, like they said, even Pekka and Mark said it. This is one of the most technical tracks in the circuit coming up. It's technical, and you got the weather conditions, which is extreme heat. So it does play a factor. So we'll see how they do here, and then hopefully they do well here, and hopefully they do well maybe the next 2 rounds after this.
Mm-hmm.
If they do, then no, I don't say they're in trouble. But if they start sliding after the 4th and 5th round, then we got a problem.
Okay. So by the time they get to Europe, if they're not being more consistent, there's a problem.
Correct. I mean, because it's only the first 2 rounds. You can make your mistakes here and come back solid. I mean, I've seen people come back solid in the second half of the season and turn the whole season around. So
right. I mean, it's one thing when you're a rider. It's another thing when you're a manufacturer and been on the podium 88 times and then miss it, and then I mean, you're back on, so you restart the clock. You got 2 podiums now. But let's talk about Honda. I mean, Honda, they struggled at this track overall, even though Zarco had a fast day and Mir was looking good. What are your thoughts on Honda overall and what they did? Because I was expecting more out of Honda this past round. Your thoughts, TJ?
I mean, I definitely was expecting more out of Honda this round, just for the pace that they've been on lately. It sucks to see Zarco, start the way he did and didn't finish the sprint as well as Joan Mir.
Yeah.
And just to see Joan Mir go down again, it's just like, come on, like, bro, you have to stay up this whole year. That is supposed to be a goal. I mean, I know it's hard, but Honda's on to something, and they need the points from him. And
right.
He had an incomplete weekend.
Yeah. If I'm Honda, I'm keeping Luca and getting rid of Mir just because of the crash factor.
Yeah, it would have to come down to that. It would have to come down to that. I mean, in the sprint where Luther finished 11th, like, didn't get any points, but he finished. Yeah, I guess as Reese said, these first 2 rounds, you have a chance to make a mistake, even though you shouldn't leave anything on the table. But hopefully, since no one had data at this track, that they can just bounce back at the next round at Coda, even though that's going to be another difficult one. So
Right. Reese, what are your thoughts, man, on Honda? Do you feel the same way as TJ and myself? Like they should have done better. They showed glimpses of it. And is it just the weather juju that just jacked them up?
I mean, they should have done better. I mean, they should have done a whole lot better. I wish Luke Marini was up there. And, man, I just wish Jawan Mir can stay the hell on the bike some days. Like, I don't even know what the crash bill looks like with him.
Yeah,
I don't even know what that crash bill looked like. I've seen crash bills, man, and they're not pretty. But man, I wish the Japanese bikes themselves were just better. All the Jap brands were up there. I mean, we got all the European ones. We got them all up there. I just wish the Jap boys were back and come up there and figure this out. And I mean, from what I know, I mean, a lot of bikes are going back to Europe now. So hopefully, with that being said, like a lot of bikes are getting past that Euro spec bullshit 5.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully we can actually see some Japanese people start making progress away.
Right. Why are we making anyway? That's a different show. But Honda is a brand that it looks better than the Yamaha. I think they got the best chance to be if Aprilia's won, because Aprilia's looking like they won. When you got a guy named Bezzecchi win 4 races in a row, and there's only Lorenzo, Rossi, Bagnaia. Am I missing anybody that's done that? There might be one person I'm missing that's done. I said Marquez as well, obviously.
No, I was going to say Marquez.
Yeah, Marquez. So you got, he's won 4 in a row, and he's doing it almost like, like laughing in a way, like nobody's taking them serious. You know what I'm saying? Like no, like people look at Martin, they take Martin serious. They look at Acosta. Oh, he's a real racer. Bez, they're just like, I don't want to say he's sideshow Bob, but he's just like he's just smiling away, like I got another win.
I mean, you got to take the guy serious. You got to take him serious. There's no shot. I mean, what was the seconds he won by? How many seconds he won by this race?
Yeah,
3.
That's impressive.
Yeah.
Huh?
3.2.
Yeah.
He had a major gap at one point. I was like, Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. The only person that was able to catch him was Martin. I'll get close enough to him because
right.
And at that point, Martin was in trouble as well. So I mean, Honda looks like the brand to catch these guys, right?
No.
No. Not yet.
I can't give you that one. Like, no.
We got no data. Jawan Mir keeps crashing.
Right. I mean, you got one that crashes and one that shows up once in a blue moon. I mean,
so is it? I heard the guys on MotoGP commentary saying Aprilia is the new reference. Do you guys agree with that?
I agree. I can agree to that. I mean, they are the new reference point.
Mm-hmm. No
doubt.
I mean, who else is there besides Ducati?
And they just, like I said last year, man, they messing up, but they ain't want to see it. But we seeing it now. Let's talk about.
Let's say it.
I feel worse for KTM than I do Yamaha because I think we knew what Yamaha was going through. But when you got a guy like Acosta doing what he's doing, and even though he's giving the bike, like he's giving the bike the finger, and he's still the fastest KTM guy by a mile. I mean, that's a problem, right? I mean, do you fire all your riders and get new riders?
I mean, I don't know why you have Vinales. Yeah, I don't know why you have Vinales. And Vinales is
God.
Yeah, that's him. Bassanini, I don't know what the hell he disappeared to, and Brad Binder just needs to be, on the crew. That's it. Like he's been holding that seat too long.
Right. But is in the case of Vinales and Bastianini, is that a new ownership issue?
No,
or is it Lorenzo whispering in Vinales' ear?
It's a Lorenzo and a KTM being broke issue.
Okay. What are your thoughts, TJ?
I mean, I expected so much out of Maverick to start this year.
Me too.
I know it's only race 2, but he's been god awful, like terrible, like basically finishing last both Grand Prix and stuff like that. But Pedro Acosta is definitely holding it down. He's showing that even if he went to another team, he'd probably be up there because he has that drive, he has that will. It doesn't matter what he's on. Yeah, he's mad at the bike, but he doesn't have no support really. It seems like they show up when he won. Like Bastianini, like when does he show up? The last 3 rounds and then calls himself the Beast. Maverick's not showing up right now, and then Brad Binder's, like I said, been there forever. It's like he's just winging it like Rins right now, on Yamaha. He's just happy to have a contract.
Rins is like Yamahas. Don't do that. Rins is doing all right. I'll keep Rins before I keep Mir because his crash bill ain't.
I would too. It's just I was just comparing, like, out of the 4 Yamaha riders, Rins is like the most content with everything. Where Fabio's like, this ain't working. Rins is like, yeah, it's a great bike. But
I ain't keeping none of them.
But yeah, I think it's time for a shakeup in KTM, like a major one. Like, just get rid of all 4. I'm sure Costa doesn't want to be there, so might as well just make the move.
We getting rid of all 4 riders.
You got to, man.
Yeah.
You need a shake up.
New season. It's a new season coming, so it's gonna have to be a big shake up.
Yeah,
he'll probably keep Brad Binder.
No. I mean, well, let's talk about Yamaha, and then we'll talk about contracts and all that because I don't know what happened in the last few years. MotoGP was pretty good at keeping secrets, but apparently, what's on the internet is true. But let's talk about Yamaha and their struggles. You mentioned Rins. Quartararo was able to put that bike on the grid in 4th place. I kind of said, Quartararo might be able to do it. It was a small track. And he tried to defend. He did try to defend. He ended up dropping down the field in both races, but nonetheless, top speed. This is not the best track to judge top speed. I think Coda would be a better job at top speed of that Yamaha. But the Ducati wasn't jumping out in front of that Yamaha like that, or these other bikes. It didn't look that bad as far as power. Is it matter of just these guys getting more comfortable with the engine and maybe it's a setup at this point? Because it was more noticeable, I think, in the first round, but in this round, it didn't look like the bikes that were close to Quartararo was jumping out. And again, like I said, the dude was able to put the bike 4th on the grid in qualifying. What are your thoughts, TJ?
I think the Yamaha just lost a step just at the end of the straightaway. I know it wasn't long enough, but this has to be set up because I feel like the Ducatis and the Aprillas are able to attack the turn 1 a little harder or brake harder, I would say, opposed to the Yamaha. But Fabio did a great job holding off Igor for a couple laps, defending, but it just didn't have enough. I think it just came down to that little straightaway where they just had just enough to get by just at the end to do a block pass into the corner. So they still got a lot of work to do on the Yamaha, but this was probably one of the tracks that will probably be best suited for them. So I think they'll probably really be in trouble if they can't figure it out because this was their chance to get up there. They did fairly. Let's see. In the sprint, Fabio did okay, but other than that, the Yamahas were 14, 16, 17.
They did mention if anybody brake any later than Quartararo, they're in the car park. So, he was braking pretty late on that.
And then Jack Miller couldn't even do like 2 laps before he let it go.
Yeah.
So
203. It's
right.
it's it's tough, but we'll talk about crashing and all that because obviously nobody wants to crash. But what are your thoughts, man, Reese, on Yamaha? And is are even though it may not seem like it, are they making progress?
The struggle is real, man. The struggle is real. Hopefully they're making progress. I mean, from what I hear, they won't even have the new or the more powerful platform until mid-season.
Wow.
And even that is still kind of skeptical. So I mean, hopefully they're making with the thing and try.
Go ahead.
We'll see. Hold on.
Yeah. No, the struggle's real for Yamaha, indeed. Well, let's talk about these contracts because all these folks were. It sounds like Bagnaia signed already. If you listen to the commentators, it sounds like Acosta signed already. Sounds like Martina signed already. If you're listening to it, sounds like did I say Acosta already? Acosta signed. So, what are your thoughts on that, man? Because if it's true and Martin goes to Yamaha, why would you go to a brand that's not as quick as the brand you're leaving? I mean, I know why, because it's all politics. It's not his skill set. But Martin can't feel good about going to Yamaha.
I mean, he set himself up for this. I mean, you got to be. I mean, what do you want to say? I'm not even mad if that's the case, because like all he did last year trying to get out of his contract, and not to say that he, Yamaha will turn out to be bad on the new bikes, but I'm sure that's not where he wanted to go. But where else can he go? I mean, he's burned his bridges pretty much, and I was saying for this year, all he has to do is just shut up, ride, and win.
Yeah, I was going to
and
say
not
that.
complain.
I said
And
that.
that's the only way I feel like he can like get back on the playing field with the crew. But I know we talked about like recent and the numbers guy was just like, no, he's done.
Yeah, no, it's not, I hope he wins and stays with Yamaha, but I mean Yamaha Aprilia. But it sounds like Pecco is with Aprilia, which I think it's a win for Pecco. I think it is an L for Ducati. It may not seem like it, but to them maybe. But like I think that they should have kept Bagnaia. But if Bagnaia goes to Aprilia, is it a 1-for-1 trade? I mean, he has 2 world titles. Martin has 1, but is it a 1-for-1 trade? Like, Reese? Oh, lost Reese. We'll go with TJ. Is that a 1-for-1 trade? With Bagnaia going to Aprilia and losing Martin, or Aprilia should find a way to keep Martin.
I mean, it's tough. Like, I think Aprilia should find a way to keep Martin just because he is a champion and you got a great package in the team right now. When you shake up a team, obviously you got to build that chemistry all over again. Pecco, I mean, obviously they can go to a different manufacturer, right? Like Mark went from Honda to Ducati. But for Pecco, I don't even has he rid anything other than Ducati. So for him to go to Aprilia, it's going to be obviously a learning curve, new bike, and everything's going to be different. So
it's gonna be like Bezzecchi leaving Ducati and Martin going leaving Ducati. It's gonna be
I guess. Yeah, I mean it's going to take him a while to adapt, but is it a 1-for-1 trade?
Bagnaia got 2 world titles, so which side are you leaning? I mean,
I'll take Bagnaia because he doesn't. I know he ain't gonna complain. I mean, he does complain, but not like bring it down to the contract. He might, just be upset with some things.
he ain't using bots to sell records. What do you man? I mean, is it a 1-for-1 trade? I mean, I do think Martin loses if he goes to Honda or Yamaha. if Aprilia is the reference, which is unfortunate. But if Bagnaia is with Aprilia next season, is it a win for Bagnaia?
Nah, could be. I mean, for Bagnaia to leave and go to another manufacturer, it might be good for him. Might do him some justice. Build the confidence back up. Sometimes once you get that bad taste in your mouth with one, it's like a snowball effect. It just keeps happening and happening and happening. So once he gets on something different, something new, it might be good for him.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And Martin, we can all say it's not a win for him going to Honda or Yamaha, but it sounds like it's Yamaha.
It sounds like it's Yamaha, but again, here we go again, which I was talking about again earlier. I mean, we're going to another whole era of
bikes.
So we don't know. Right. We don't know what somebody's bringing. You're slowing the bikes down a little bit. I mean, you can see that Yamaha, like you were saying in the beginning with the tracks, they don't have a lot. This track didn't have a lot of straightaway, so it may not have affected them as much. I mean, so slowing the bike down, Yamaha may turn around, have a different output looked on it. So You never know. We don't know what they're going to do next year.
All right, so it's 0-0 is what you're saying. Love.
That's what I say. I say it's a 0. It's an even platform at this point.
We talked about KTM. Let's talk about the rookies, Toprak and Diego. Diego overall is the rookie of the year 2 rounds in, if you ask me. But Toprak wasn't, the last man standing. What are your thoughts? Is it more the platform than the riders at this point?
I would say it's it's kind of like both. I mean, the riders have to get used to certain things, and the platform has to get a little better. I mean, Yamaha's platform definitely has to get better. So it could be a little bit of both. I mean, it could be just even Steven right now. It's like, Toprak. I mean, Toprak can ride. He's a hell of a rider, but the platform that he's on is just not. It's just not it. So. And then the guys that do have the platform, they just have to catch up to that platform.
Right. But I mean, even still, he should, he I don't know what his standard is, but he should be at least 1 or 2 on that bike, though, even though it's not the best bike.
Right. But then again, here we go. I mean, he's coming from a production bike. Now you're going into,
So let's give him time.
Give him time. He's got to change up. He had a certain riding style. He's coming from the stunt world that was now racing, which is very great. So, he's got to change up a whole lot of riding style to get to that bike. And that bike has got to get well informed.
Got to remember, press that right hand device going down the straight. Imagine going down like, damn, I forgot to press it. I got to press it next. Got to get used to a lot of things and different body position, like Rexy said, and it's just a whole lot. Of learning to do. Diego's doing the same thing. Diego's doing the same thing, but I think, like Rexy's saying, he has a better package overall, and I feel like he's also a good rider. So when he wants to latch on to somebody to see their lines, his package can keep up better than what Toprak's on. So it's a little harder to figure out for him, and I'm sure he'll get it, but Diego's definitely the rookie of the year so far.
I completely agree. All right, let's talk about. I mean, Lewis isn't here, but let's talk about where we're at now, guys, and we can see the scores overall, which is somewhat unfortunate. But we got Lewis with a total of 79 points. Reese in second place with 67 points. I'm not quite sure how I'm down with just 45 points, but I think it's because I picked Morbidelli.
Holy crap, man. I'm trying to get in the front place.
This is where we are right now after 2 rounds. pretty wild to see. Pretty cool to see too. But the number of guys in here he'll have some bragging rights, I'm sure, next week when he comes on. But it's only round 2, so I guess we got to pick some people for this round coming up. I'll get Lewis's off here, so at least we'll have his. What are you looking to see, TJ?
Man, like
choose wisely. Choose wisely.
I mean, I can only go like with how it's going. So Prairie is definitely gonna be up there, but gotta go with Bez is gonna be for sure up there. We're going with sprint first, right? So I'll say Bez. I'll say Mark Marquez is definitely trying to win another championship, so he's gonna be up there. And I'm gonna have to say Pedro Acosta for the sprint.
Okay, so all right, that's
and and then for my GP, I'll say Mark, Alex, and I'll say Bezzecchi.
Okay, all right. What are you going with, Reed?
I mean, of course. I mean, we're going to Coda. I'm on my way there now, so I got to go with the king of Coda, which is Mark. That is this track. He's been looking forward to what he said. We'll see how his injury holds up. I mean, and we know the track surface is prepped and ready to go. So I got to go with King of Coda, both sprint and GP.
Okay.
I got to go with Bezzecchi, and then I got to go, unfortunately, I'm going to change it up, and I'm going with Jorge Martin.
Okay. All right. That's what's
all
up.
3.
All right. I like it. I mean, that's pretty much how I'm going to go. I think I'm going with Martin for both. I'm going with Bezzecchi for both. And it's tough. I would say Vinales because he was nice last year, but he got disqualified because of tire pressure, right, or something like that.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm going with Iagura. I'm doing all Aprilia 1, 2, 3.
Woo! Ooh, that's still a good though.
Yeah, I know.
Woo, Agora.
Yeah. He's because he was nice. I know. I think it was Raul that was nice last year. I don't remember if it was him or whatever, but I think he had a good outing. And Iagura is looking nice. I mean, he did 2 5th places, so I'll take that. I mean, this year has a chance too, right? So, I mean, obviously, all these riders do. We're only picking 3, and it is what it is. And I mean, this year is showing some light, but we need consistency with him. I think Iagura was more consistent last year until his injury, and he's showing that he got something already this year. And obviously Bez and Martin are showing something. So, Marquez didn't get on the podium for the GP. So,
I got to go with the king of Coda, man. I can't leave him out, and this is his track. He's been undefeated ever since we came. He's been there, so.
He didn't get it last year.
Hey, he's still there.
He didn't get it the year when Rins won it on the Honda.
We know, but who's got the most?
Well, yeah, listen. I mean, Bill Russell got the most rings. I mean, but you know what I'm saying? We're working on it, right?
Hey, well, you got to go with the odds, though. You got to go with the odds.
You do. But looking at this past round at Mark, it was a little suspicious.
It's still hard. Yeah, it's still hard, but the track surface sucks.
I agree. And the man is old and don't want to hurt anymore. He likes to wake up and feel every bone and body part he has.
I mean, hey, listen, I don't blame him on that. I want to walk.
Well, no, I agree. That's the whole thing. I do feel. I mean, obviously, we all do. At some point in our 30s, we stop. We start to care more about our body and our health.
Right. That's exactly what it is. We're like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that no more.
You know what I'm saying? I'm not racing with these 20-year-olds no more on these R6s. Give me a small bike.
As Lewis would say, man, we don't bounce like that no more, man. We just go thud.
Yeah. So, which is, I mean, for Marquez, it's not unfortunate because he's had an illustrious career. I mean, you think of people like Penny Hardaway or Grant Hill and some of these, or even, you know, some of the guys in you know, Speeds and some of these guys that got hurt and they get a chance, right? He has titles and he didn't have to bow out because of injuries to get before getting those titles. So honestly, when you look at it and look at him, it's like, listen, right now I'm tied with one of the best. So it's like, you know, it's like one. In worst case, it's three people: me, Rossi, and Agostini. Come on, man, I'm good.
Exactly. At this point, I'm good. I mean, I'm up there in the top three, and I'm in the GOAT. You know, I'm in the GOAT category. I'm in one of the GOAT, so I'm good. My legacy is sealed.
Yeah, definitely. So you know, so we'll see what happens throughout the year. I don't see Marquez. It doesn't seem like Marquez is willing. He's not the Marquez of years before where he was willing to send it.
Do you think that
No, he's more surgical.
Yeah. Go ahead,
you think that as I say, you think that his reason to wait to sign a contract is because he needs to know if he can win a championship? If you don't think he has a shot in winning, you don't think or did he already sign? I didn't see that yet.
He didn't sign yet, and he's the one that wanted to hold off because I think Ducati wanted to sign him, and that's it's very strange because, you know, I know Lewis said he was doing it for leverage, but you know, if he can't perform at the same level he performed last year, he's gonna lose that leverage.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you know, I don't know if he's trying to do like a Zarco with KTM and just saying, you know what I'm saying, I'm all set, I'm good. You know what I mean? I don't have to I don't want to take your money because I can't ride this bike. Or if he was looking to get more money, but if Aprilia keeps winning and he's not on the podium at all, it's gonna be hard to get that money.
I just wonder if that's why he's just like, yeah, just give me a second, because like, let me sneak a couple more rounds in. Like, he probably just say, if I can get Coda, then yeah, I could probably resign because I could probably win the rest a lot of races and possibly contend for another championship. Because if he can't get it, then you know that puts you on like Rossi, where he couldn't win anymore. You know, it's just like, I've done enough. I don't want to get hurt again.
Yeah. I mean, it is a thing. I think that's it, guys. I want to, you know, thank you guys for coming on. We got Reese from Attack Yamaha. We got TJ with Two Wheels and Coffee. The real Louis Ortega is not here today, but he's always close by. I want to thank all the folks that are commenting, liking, subscribing. I really appreciate it. Want to shout out to Moto Sash this weekend. He's been listening to the podcast from the very beginning. And he's loving what we're doing, and he's a huge supporter of the show. And it was nice to catch up with him this past weekend at Homestead. So please continue like and subscribe. We're on pretty much all social media platforms, you know, all of the world. Go to BeForeverCool.com and you can find us everywhere. My name is Rex45. It's the Be Forever Cool podcast. Again, Reese, TJ, peace.
Peace.